You know, whenever you do something really ugly, it sells anyway for some reason.
When you've been at the top of your game for years, how do you stay relevant and hungry? Today we speak with Beau Boeckmann, Vice President of Galpin Motors, which owns Galpin Ford, the world's #1 Ford dealership for 17 straight years. Beau Boeckmann, welcome to Dog and Pony.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
All right, we're going to warm you up by going once around the track. This is where I ask you a series of questions.
All right.
You give me quick answers. We'll do as many as we can in about 30 seconds.
You got it.
All right. Where did you grow up?
Encino, California, north of Los Angeles.
Childhood hero?
My dad, for sure.
Honor roll or dropout?
Honor roll.
Fast cars or fast women?
Was fast women, now fast cars.
Exhibit or Toby Keith?
Exhibit, of course.
What keeps you up at night?
My kids.
What superpower do you wish you had?
The power to control everything? I don't know.
That's like a
weird question.
superpower.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool, though?
All right. You've been once around the track. How did you find your way into the car business?
My father has been at Galpin Ford for 54 years now.
Wow.
He started there as a salesman in 1953. So I literally grew up inside the dealership, and believe it or not, I always knew I was going to do it and never thought about doing anything else.
What was it? Was it just was it family obligation first and the product second, or were you just a car guy from the day you were born?
I just always had this feeling and this draw to the business that I knew I was going to be in it. I love people. It's always an interesting cast of characters in it, and I grew up around an environment where there were also all sorts of interesting cars and customizing, and it's always been fun for me.
Do you think you had to work harder, or did you feel any obligation to work harder so that you weren't seen as the spoiled rich kid or the guy that owned the business?
I definitely felt an obligation to do that, and I worked almost every area of the dealership. Right when I got comfortable in a job is when I moved to another job, so I pretty much stayed like not knowing or feeling like an idiot my entire career, and still do, actually. Yes.
It shows you're still learning.
Yeah, you're always learning.
Your dad was a real innovator, and you've been continuing that spirit of innovation through galvanizing and all that. Tell us a little bit about that.
His focus is always on the customer. What are they looking for? What makes it more interesting for them to shop at Galpin? So, you know, up to 50-some years ago, we were customizing new cars that went on the lot, which no one else was doing.
What did that mean back then?
Well, for example, like the whole conversion van business grew out of Galpin.
And now, synonymous with customization is Pimp My Ride. How did you get involved with that whole program?
Well, I'd actually met the executive producers, Rick and Larry, through a mutual friend, Al Uzieli, who runs Ford Global Entertainment. He's actually a member of the Ford family. And he said to them, I guess, hey, you got to check out what they're doing at Galpin, because they're doing, you know, kind of some similar things over there. And we just hit it off immediately, kind of like minds, and they, you know, we were talking about customizing cars, and I kind of had my book, and it was kind of funny, because they'd go, yeah, well, we were the first to put a fireplace in the car, and I'd pull out, like, one of ours.
Fireplace in a car.
I go, yeah, we did that, like, I think that was in the late 60s.
Right.
Oh, we did a fish tank, and I'd pull out, we built the whole back of a Pinto into a fish tank, you know. So when I was showing them what I was doing, you know, more current stuff, they really got a kick out of it, and we just hit it off.
What has that done for your business, do you think?
Well, it's interesting, because it has definitely brought us some very unusual clientele that we would have never gotten anywhere else. So we're doing like these big corporate accounts. We just did this huge bus for Lucky Jeans.
Oh, cool.
And it was a 1949 flexible, and tore out the whole interior and made it like a lounge with a bar and everything. Sure. The kind of challenging part is people don't necessarily know that we do all kinds of customizing, and it's not just the big kind of, not this crazy stuff, but we actually do, you know, normal things, you know, wheels and tires, and audio video systems, and paint and interior, and literally anything and everything for all makes and models of cars. It's been funny to see the transition there, people going, oh wow, you can do that to my car too, and it won't cost me a lot of money? No.
I don't need to be a rap star to be able to go into Galpin and have something made special for me.
Absolutely.
So is it a distraction from your overall business, or is it a net benefit?
Oh, it's definitely a huge distraction, but it's but it's fun, you know. It's the best distraction you can have, you know. It builds a brand for us too, because it really shows, well, if we can do that, we can pretty much do anything.
All right, Beau, now it's a segment called None of Your Business.
All right.
That's where I ask you a series of impolite questions to which you can either shed illumination or tell me to go to hell.
Do I have to tell you to go to hell?
You can say none of your business.
Okay.
Since you're a polite guy.
Thanks.
All right. How many speeding tickets have you gotten in your lifetime?
I think 5 or 6.
In your career, what has been your Edsel moment?
Oh, that's a good question. I have had an Edsel. Well, we've had a few at Galpin, but they always seem to sell. You know, whenever you do something really ugly, it sells anyway for some reason. Like my dad says, there's an ass for every seat. So
He probably means that more than one way.
and we've had some really ugly cars we've done. There's no doubt about it.
How often do you replace your personal vehicle?
2 or 3 times a year.
And most importantly, who cuts your hair?
Juan.
Y donde trabaja Juan?
Juan from Juan a Salon on Ventura Boulevard. Go
Sweet.
see Juan.
All right. Anything else you want to plug before we take off?
Go to Galpin Autosports, or at galpin.com or galpinautosports.com. We can, whether you're looking for a Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, Volvo, Jaguar, Aston Martin, Honda, or Saturn, we got a car for you.
I'm between a Saturn or an Aston Martin. I can't quite decide which one I'm going to get.
I can help you out with that.
Sweet. All
I'll
right.
program on both of them for you.
All right. Beau Boeckmann, Vice President at Galpin Motors. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
It's been fun.
And as always, if you've got questions, comments, or suggestions for upcoming guests, you can email me, Paul Ollinger, at paul@dogandpony.tv. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.